Well, there's been a slight change in the design from what I was going to originally do. The layout's more or less the same, but instead of machining up pieces of tubing and whatever to try and achieve the shafts, I've used part of the shaft out of the Borg-Warner autobox, and this bottom half is all made from a spline shaft that Martin Hill kindly supplied me, the Fire Force jack car runner. I've added to it and made a flange there, altered the shaft from the Borg-Warner autobox. I had to heat it up and take the surface case hardening off it because I needed to machine that flange part down that engages with that. Had to do some modifications up here, so that is now ready to bolt onto the jet. That is the gearbox cover from the jet accessories gearbox at the front, the drive to it. So I've got to take this off. I need to clean this gearbox out because there may be bits of got in there. So what's holding me up now is trying to get some Aeroshell 750 jet turbine oil for this. It is available. I'm trying to catch some. I can't keep writing checks out for this, that and the other. I'll be bankrupt. So once I've done that and put some oil, put that back on and put some oil in and primed it all, I'll be able to spin this round, and then I've got to make another shaft that the starter motor will thrust into as the end of it thrusts out, and that will engage with an appropriate dog there mounted on another shaft that's going to be chain driven to this. Now this is going to be mounted on the engine. Now I might get a little bit of movement in the engine, that's why I've mounted that on the engine, and I'm not anchoring it to the chassis because something would break if the engine started to move. So the other shaft that the starter motor will whiz into, that is going to be mounted onto the chassis along with the starter motor, but any slight movement will be accommodated by the chain, because you can get a little bit of twist and side movement or whatever in a chain without it causing too much of a problem. So that is then the starter system for the jet. Before I spin it, I'll have to find some resistors or put 12 volts on the motor instead of 24 and just turn it slowly to start to see that it all works. Then I'll have to devise my own starter panel because I don't have one, and that would cost a fortune, and I'm doing all this on a shoestring. So let's hope this all works out. I've got to dismantle it now, strip that gearbox cover, there are some gears in it, clean it all out, check the oil seal, put some Aeroshell 750 turbine oil in there, make sure it doesn't leak because it's an old seal. Might have to change that, don't know yet. And then I can mount this back onto the jet, mount this on the jet. I'm going to have a couple of struts onto the edge of the jet inlet just to support some of the weight of this. I don't want it just hanging on the quarter studs that it normally fixes to. So there we are. As soon as I've got that on the jet and started on the shaft and starter brackets to hold that to the chassis, I'll do another update. I thought I'd give you a closer up view of this before I finish. You can see it better than you could from where the camera was positioned before. I've put the paint line there so I can see if there's any twisting starting to take place. So I don't know the strength of these shafts. Pretty robust. As I'm sure you probably already know, it will be that way into the front of the jet, not vertical obviously. Just thought I would clarify that. Cheers until next time.